Hey you guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday, June 5th, National Donut Day. I thought we'd start off with the temperature and time. It is 83 degrees in downtown Los Angeles. It actually feels like 81. I'm in the shade. And it is June 5th at 2:20. Let's start the walk. I figured I was supposed to go to the World of Dance, which is an event on Grand Avenue where we were last night. It started, I thought it was an all-day thing. I somehow misunderstood. It started at like 12:30. I thought we'd get there at 1 or 1:30. But actually the event was just 72 minutes long, so we would not have been able to see it. I'm gonna take a right. We're gonna walk up into that area and then come back down and get into donuts. Cariopolis, Fiona. So I'm gonna get a donut on National Donut Day, because why not? We have a choice between the Donut Man or Donut Friend. You guys are gonna get to decide. Donut Man is number 1. Donut Friend is number 2. Donut Man donuts are a little more basic. Donut Friend donuts are a little more deluxe. So we'll get one of those. We'll talk about the history of donuts in Los Angeles, a little uprising at a donut shop, origins of those famous pink donut boxes, and much, much more. And I'll share a donut recipe that actually I am going to make tonight or tomorrow. You guys could try it out too. So, I may not bring Joe a donut home, but I'll definitely try to make him some donuts tonight. I've never made donuts. Well, actually, that's not true. I think when I was a kid, you used to be able to buy frozen donuts and cook them up. Hey, I'm gonna make low sugar donuts with monk fruit. That's a nice thing about making things for yourself. My recipe is got quite a lot of sugar in it because it's just copied somebody's recipe, to be honest with you. But I'm going to cut the sugar down on it. I bet you have a really excellent donut recipe. Here's my donut recipe. I'll pop it up. I'm gonna make it tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on what's going down. It's a big Pride weekend. We've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. I wanted to make the grandmotheriest lady recipe card I could. The thing about this is I almost always have these ingredients, so this could be dangerous. 1.5 million donuts. All right, I'm gonna make it tonight. I'm gonna post it in the Discord later. Also, maybe Tea Soups, we could talk him into posting a gourmet donut recipe. So the Coburn School is up ahead in Bunker Hill. Up the hill in Bunker Hill. We're gonna take a left and take the escalator. It is 83 degrees today, and did the donuts with a jelly donut, what's a Bismarck? There are a lot of different kind of donuts, and a lot of them are regional. Despite being a Bostonian, I'm not a huge fan of the Boston cream donut. Joe does love it, though. It's just the custard is too much. We always have whole wheat flour. We always have whole wheat flour. We also almost always have flour also. I could make whole wheat donuts. The whole wheat flour is actually for my dog recipe, dog cookie recipe. All right, I'm feeling so lazy today. We're not going to stream till about 5 tomorrow, I think. We're going to catch some of the street fair and then some of the Dyke Parade in West Hollywood. It should be a fun time. Every time I come up here, I notice something just different. Like that Pepsi can, for example. Oh. Hey, Amy! Yay! Hey, George! I'm glad it's been slow. Nice to see ya. What is your favorite donut, guys? I really hate this one. Well, hate's kind of strong, but this donut means nothing to me. I would eat it though. The Homer Simpson donut. Yeah, guys, if any of you have a YouTube channel that you want to share and need followers, I'm happy to support. Angelo! Glazed jelly donut. I think it's an old-fashioned donut. It's like the cakey donut. That's awesome, Amy. What are you playing tonight at 6 p.m.? The Source. All right. So glad we walked up that hill. Pair of Lives. It's really weird because before I lived in California, there must have been some Dunkin' Donuts here. It's a very New England thing. But before I lived here, there must have been some Dunkin' Donuts here because the first time I visited, I told this story before. At that point in my life, I was expressly a Dunkin' Donuts kind of guy. I loved the giant iced coffee for like $1. Dunkin' Donuts was really cheap at one time compared to like Starbucks. And I also wanted to like not like Starbucks because it kept, at this time they were still putting mom and pops out of business. So I kind of like rejected Starbucks for a long time. AT&T building, Sunset. I don't go to Starbucks that often anymore. Oh, really? The other day when I was here on 7th, and maybe it was Broadway, there was some crazy stuff going on. The whole street. Hey, Joe! The whole street was kind of closed down over there. I tried to like watch, but also, oh no, it's not my thing. Police activity. So I never realized it before I lived here, but donuts are kind of a big deal in Los Angeles. I feel like it. I feel like there are more donut shops here than anywhere else. It feels way hotter than 83. Hey T-Talk. Hey you guys, thank you so much for being here. So what I wanted to say earlier is Los Angeles County is estimated to have more independent donut shops than any other region in the United States. In the 1970s, there was a lot of Cambodian migration here. And the Cambodians built the donut shops. So you guys, our choice again for donut shop, Donut Friend, or Mr. Donut. Oh, it's like 10 degrees cooler in the shade, or 5. So it looks like the street is still cordoned off for the dance event. Although I don't think there's any dancing happening now. Is Claire Saffitz the woman who always makes like dupes of stuff? Like she'll make Little Debbie snack cakes or the Nutty Bar cone stuff. She used to be with a magazine, I can't remember what, there was some kind of scandal, yada, yada, yada. I like Claire. So we totally missed this world of dance. I'm glad I changed the thumbnail and smacked a donut. Shout out to Cecilia, actually, for reminding me that today was donut days. Right? This is where we stood for the Dodgers fans, but a little further down. We're just above Pershing Square and over, I think, north of it a little bit. We walked by here last night. There was a DJ in front of the Omni Hotel for the art night. The stuff that was happening up here for the art night was like ended at 8, except for this, which ended at 9. And when we got up here, there was stuff happening inside of museums and a DJ outside, but it was pretty sparsely attended. We might have been too early for that. I bet it really kicked off after 8 when the stuff at the Mocha and the Broad ended. So we're gonna poke around, look around up here, see if we can find any dancing, and then we're just gonna go down the hill. So in the chat, you can put 1 for Donut Man and 2 for Donut Friend. Honestly, we can't lose either way. Donut Man, a little more classic donuts. Donut Friend, a little crazier. Louis Fontova, sorry. The type is really small. So that's the Coburn School. They were holding the World of Dance. The street's still closed off. Where are the dancers? Who would make dancers dance at high noon? Doesn't look like much is happening down there now. Can you pay for it with Klarna? I'll try it if somebody buys it. I don't know that I would spend that much on a smoothie. But I support you. No judging. All I want to do is stay in the shade, but we have to go through that really sunny block to get to donuts. They do have Winchell's in LA. Winchell's is actually one of the earliest donut shops in Los Angeles. Winchell's is not my favorite, I will say. Winchell's, they're everywhere. At one time I think they were okay. They make an awesome apple fritter, but their donuts are just so-so. Oh. Just waiting at the crosswalk, but the street's blocked off. So, to be honest with you, donuts are kind of important in Los Angeles, and I think that really Los Angeles helped shape America's modern donut culture. And the donut, kind of like Hungarian goulash, has a really fascinating story, which starts with Dutch settlers, Cambodian immigrants, war heroes, pink cardboard boxes. One of the earliest, LGBTQ riots. That's not where I wanted to go. Donuts. Shout out to the Dutch for bringing us those donuts. Most historians trace the donut, the modern donut, to Dutch settlers who arrived in North America in the 17th century. They made fried dough treats called, pardon my Dutch, my ancient Dutch, cakes. My Dutch accent's not so strong. All right, what am I cutting? Oily cakes. The early donuts were round balls of dough, often filled with fruit or nuts, because the centers sometimes remain uncooked. Over time, these treats have evolved to look like the donuts we now know today. Why do donuts have holes, you ask? Hey! Jesus, what kind of donut did you get? So this is where it gets a little less Los Angeles. Why do donuts have holes? The most famous story credits New England sailor Hanson Gregory. In 1847, he reportedly became frustrated with raw centers of fried dough and punched a hole through the middle. Whether that story is entirely true or not, the hole solved the problem. Allowing the dough to cook more evenly, creating a lighter texture. And the design worked so well, it gave us the donut we know and love today. Donuts became an American breakfast staple for sure. For a lot of the 20th century, not so much anymore, where a donut is about $5. Donuts were one of the cheapest things you could get for breakfast. They were cheap, you could carry them, They paired perfectly with coffee if the coffee was good. Factory workers, office workers, truck drivers, construction workers, and commuters could grab a cup of coffee and a donut and be on their way in minutes. Donuts also fit perfectly into the car culture. Right? As more people commuted to work, quick grab-and-go breakfast became popular, and boom, the donut. During World War I, volunteers known as donut girls served fresh donuts to American soldiers in France. The donut became associated with comfort, home, and American identity. Returning soldiers helped fuel that donut boom. And by the 1950s and 60s, millions of Americans started their mornings with a donut and a coffee. And work. So Los Angeles, as I mentioned earlier, became one of the donut capitals of America thanks largely to Cambodian immigrants. After fleeing the Khmer Rouge in 1970, many Cambodians settled in Southern California. One entrepreneur in particular, probably the guy who's famous for the pink box, Ted Ngoy, built a successful donut business and helped other Cambodian families open shops of their own. Over the following decades, Cambodian American entrepreneurs came to own hundreds of independent donut stores throughout Southern California. We're going to check out these views over here and then head down the stairs. Hello, puppy. I think today, maybe not so much, but at one time every neighborhood had a couple donut shops the way we all have taco stands today. I do think we have quite a few independent donut shops. The Donut Man, choose one if you want to see me get a Donut Man donut, has 2 shops, independent. The other one is in Laverne. Donut Friend, choose 2 if you want me to go to Donut Friend. I think they have 2 or 3 shops, and they're a small independent chain also. Hey, Mary. So why are the donut boxes pink? I kind of mentioned this in a stream a while ago. I mentioned a little bit earlier. Pink donut boxes are a Los Angeles invention. During the 1970s and 1980s, many independent donut shop owners were looking for ways to save money. Local suppliers offered pink cardboard boxes at a lower price than standard white boxes. The boxes were practical, inexpensive, highly visible, and legendary. So as Cambodian-owned donut shops spread across Los Angeles, the pink box spread with them, and before long it became an unofficial symbol of LA itself. The pink donut box. Ta-da! There it is. That one's empty. We're going to fill it up with 1 donut soon enough. So, my favorite donut shop vacillates. Vacillates? I think it changes. For a long time, there was a donut shop in Beverly Hills called Fratelli, I think. And they made like a buttermilk donut that was just perfect. It had the right amount of spice in it. It was a buttermilk kind of cakey, dense, thick donut. And that was my favorite place. Currently, I have to say, I love the Donut Man. Which is right below us somewhere. I love to try new things, but when I find something that I love, I kind of stick with it. Happy Friday, Rosaline. So right now, the Donut Man is my favorite donut shop. I highly recommend visiting this one or the one in Laverne. But Donut Friend, I really love that apple fritter that we had the other day. The donuts at Donut Friend were a little more intricate. The Voodoo Donut place, I thought was kind of okay. Those are donuts that I spill all over my pants. Oh my God, jamming. I can't imagine. I feel like at some point I bought or sold, I used to work at a kitchen store, like a donut making kit that I never used myself. Cecilia, thanks for doing donuts today. So that's our unofficial donut. I'm not eating that one. I'm giving a little donut history and donut history in Los Angeles. In case you missed out on the pink box, there it is. I shared this little recipe that we're going to be making later, Joe. I'm going to put that in the Discord also. I also have a vegan donut recipe. Mary, 14 months of membership. Cecilia, 14 months of membership. Wow, you guys, amazing. Woo, Mary. Fireworks over Los Angeles just for you. Thank you so much. We are so lucky to have fantastic members like you. Congratulations, Joe and me, for having Mary, Cecilia for 14 months. BD should be 14 months too. I haven't seen him pop up yet, but we'll definitely congratulate him. I wish I could come up with more little emoji thing, not emojis, but badges. I don't think we get another one for like 1.5 years time, which is only 2 months away. So the problem, the pink glazing doesn't look nice to me either, but it is the classic donut. Also the sprinkles, like it's just stuff that is covering the delicious donut. Also, the kind of donut that is one of those donuts that squishes. And you have to eat like 5 of them to feel like you've eaten 2 of those donuts. Filled donuts for me, I like a light glaze also. I just don't like a Krispy Kreme, like hollow, cruller style donut. Like something that's really eggy. Going down the stairs is much easier. I probably won't break 172 heartbeat. Also, hopefully nobody's smoking up. So I'm going to walk through Grand Market. We're gonna look at the donuts at the Donut Man. You guys, I'm probably gonna go to the Donut Man instead of the other donut place. 2 reasons. I can sit outside. We can look at the donuts first and talk about them for a little bit. We have a history story coming up. It is Gay Pride Month, so how do you use donuts as a weapon? Huh? We'll tell that story too. I do love those cruller donuts though. It's just that they are so airy and hollow, they don't fill me up. And so I feel like if I get like a cruller, like those hollow, twisty donuts, I need like 4 of them. I don't know if a chocolate eclair is considered a donut, but that's a filled donut I love. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. We were gonna dance, but donuts just felt right. I wanna take a sec to block people coming down the stairs. Like I'm the only person here. So rude. I'm in my own little world for a second. Let me take a sec to thank my members for underwriting this show. We'll come up with a little icon for 14-monthers on that. It looks like the Angel's Flight. I had a cronut somewhere like Winchell's, so it probably wasn't a real cronut, and it was probably made with margarine. Oh my gosh. I'm jealous. I feel like I have too pointy a head to shave all my hair off. Well, what happens with those food trends is the one or two places that do them, you cannot get one from there. And then all of a sudden everybody has them, like 7-Eleven. Like, remember when you could get fancy cupcakes from Magnolia Bakery or Sprinkles, and then all of a sudden everyone had a cupcake, a cute cupcake. I feel like cronuts, same thing. All of a sudden everybody had some kind of cronut. Like Dubai chocolate. Even 7-Eleven has Dubai chocolate. 7-Eleven. Hey, Mary, thank you so much. Woo, 14 months. And thank you for the $20 Venmo. That'll go a long way. Maybe I bring Joe a donut home. Woo! These people are probably wondering what I'm doing, but $20 is too much for candy, unless it's like a box of candy. What's a mochi nut? Is that the latest rage? Is that the latest Rangel? Latest rage? I tried to walk by Portos last week, but I got lost in the valley. Sort of. I feel like I've seen Dubai chocolate in the store and it's like $10 or $12 or $14. I think even the 7-Eleven one is like almost $10. I want to try it because I love pistachio, but no dice. All right, donuts this away. I'm not allowed to talk about chop suey anymore. The one cool thing I feel like about the donut shop is if the line is long now, it won't be later. But I'll try to walk by as slowly as possible so we can see as many donuts as possible. That's nice. David! All right. There's a little bit of a line, so we might just come back in a little bit to look at them and to purchase one. But Donut Man, I wouldn't. I love the Donut Man. I wish I wish I could pull up their menu. So they have a French cruller, a cinnamon roll, a tiger tail, which is a giant donut, my favorite. They have filled donuts with apple, lemon, raspberry, or Bavarian cream. And they have a strawberry donut, which is a lot of donut. My favorite is the old-fashioned chocolate donut. Sorry, I'm not even looking at the sign. The raised bar is also good. I actually feel like these donuts are actually inexpensive. Donut Man, the donut was, I think the Donut Man is vegan though. The Donut Man is like $4.95. I got an apple fritter though, which is usually a little more expensive of a donut. All right, we are at the Grand Central Market, but there's also one of these in Laverne. So, Alton Brown says, run, don't walk, and order the tiger tail. Sure, I believe him. And then I think Jonathan Gold is talking about the strawberry donut. Anyway, Huell Hauser says, doing it the old-fashioned way. And the Today Show says, no machines here, no shortcuts. Anyway, Donut Man. How is the donut hole? Our closest place is a Yum Yum donut. No, Winchell's Donuts, which we probably don't go to that often. And every once in a while, for a while it was Joe and I would go on Sunday and get a donut and go to the bank. Why were we going to the bank on Sundays? I don't even remember. Right? So when the dinner crowd... Sorry, I gotta put my microphone on. When the dinner crowd gets here, that line will empty out. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Joe and I are having some kind of salad something tonight, I'm pretty sure. I went grocery shopping today and this morning and got some salad prep. Are you gonna drive to Vegas? When I first moved here, I drove to Vegas a couple times in just like beater cars. Which I can't believe made it to Las Vegas. I would be paranoid about driving to Vegas now in a beater car. I feel like whenever I go to the desert, I need to rent a car. The best donut shop in New York. We have a New Yorker here? I don't think I've told you the best donut shops. I told you my favorite donut shops in Los Angeles. I think Dunkin' Donuts switched and has changed and is not owned by the same people that owned Dunkin' Donuts previously. I watched a whole thing on Dunkin' Donuts, actually. So Dunkin' Donuts used to be owned by whoever owned Dunkin' Donuts in like Massachusetts, Wakefield. I don't even know where the first Dunkin' Donuts. I've driven by it before though. And they sold it to maybe Yum Brands. And then they took a cue from what Starbucks was doing and saw that Starbucks made more money on its beverages. And so they just kind of like I feel like they let the quality of the donuts go down, stopped focusing on the donuts and started focusing on like fun drinks and fruity drinks and I'm sure protein drinks too. So yeah, Dunkin' Donuts donuts are kind of not good anymore. Maybe also my taste has changed because I feel like I go back and have something nostalgic and it's never as good as it used to be. We're gonna take a left on Spring Street. I want to stay in the shade. Hey, Alex. The coffee probably did get worse. They probably started adding more Robusto beans. Not only did the coffee get worse, but the fruit drinks got fantastic. I think Dunkin' Donuts' quality of coffee was never very good. I remember getting a coffee in a styrofoam cup called the big one, and then they came out with the giant one. And I don't know how many ounces of coffee the big one was, 20 ounces of coffee. It was a grip of coffee. Oh, I would love some spring rolls. Spring rolls are surprisingly fun and easy to make. Joe and I make them every once in a while. I used to love the old Dunkin' Donuts commercial with that old man, time to make the donuts. Also, remember when Dunkin' Donuts introduced Munchkins? And it was like a tie-in for Wizard of Oz. Maybe it was a Wizard of Oz anniversary. And they gave away like a blow-up Munchkin doll. I've never been to Dutch Brothers. In my mind, I feel like the Dutch Brothers are Terrence and Phillip from South Park. Is Dutch Brothers Canadian? No offense, Canadians. I don't think you're all like Terrence and Phillip. But I used to love this cafe in Canada called Marie Antoinette. It had like a big puppet of a lady who maybe was Marie Antoinette, but in my kid's mind, I haven't seen it for like 30 or 40 years. Not 40 years, but 30 years probably. The Marie Antoinette icon looked like Swiss Miss. You guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We're gonna walk down one block to Maine, to Nancy Valverde Square, and tell you why it's Nancy Valverde Square. It's also a National Donut Day bit of history. Cecilia, I don't always see that. You guys got to tell me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Woo! Donuts. Welcome, new members. We'll have you all updated by our next stream, which is tomorrow. I'm so excited. Nancy Valverde Square is in the shade. No, Joe's fam is in town. He is going to hang out with them. I am gonna buy a donut and eat it alone, and then we're gonna make donuts tonight. I shared my recipe. Hey, Kuyabet. So this is the new police station. The police station has always been here in this area. It's a old block of town next to a new block of town, which you run into all the time walking around here. So right up here is, oh my God, I hate when I shouldn't keep saying hate because I'm trying not to, but I can't stand when I forget what day it is. It doesn't happen very often. So this square, Main and Second, is Cooper Do-nuts Nancy Valverde Square. There are like no pictures, or not very many pictures of the donut shop that was here, except one or two, and I've seen it in the background of a movie. So we've had a little donut history. We've had a little pink box history. So here's donuts used as a weapon, gay pride history. The Cooper Do-nuts Riot. They spell donut with a D-O and no U. So it's kind of a pretty unusual story that happened right on this corner in downtown Los Angeles in 1959. That's 10 years before Stonewall, right? And you've never really heard of this. Patrons at Cooper Donuts, I'm going to keep calling it donuts because do-nuts sounds not right. But patrons at Cooper Donuts near Main Street reportedly fought back against police harassment directed at LGBTQ customers, drag performers, and transgender people. Among the people who lived through this era was Nancy Valverde, who this square is named after. Good luck, Amy. Sorry, I wanted to see what was going on with Amy. So sorry. Among the people who lived through this era was Nancy Valverde, who the square is named after, a gender non-conforming Angelino who was repeatedly arrested under laws that targeted people simply for the way they dressed. Her later testimony helped historians understand what daily life was like for LGBTQ people in Los Angeles during the 1950s and why places like the Cooper Donuts became flashpoints. Witnesses described customers as throwing donuts, coffee cups, plates, and whatever else they could grab. The event took place roughly 10 years before Stonewall Uprising in New York is considered by many historians to be one of the earliest LGBTQ resistance actions in American history. However, there's one important caveat here. I couldn't find any newspaper stuff on this describing the riot. So it largely witness testimony, these signs. And though it's not disputed that Angelinos, LGBTQ, and I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying LGBTQ, considering, LGBTQ and Angelinos did face persecution from police because, it was illegal to be gay until 1976. But it's kind of a fun reminder that any place, no matter how large or small, can become part of a larger story. Here's a picture of that donut shop from my favorite movie that shows Bunker Hill. Sorry. It sits right around here. And look, there's Yvonne. I think one of the reasons why donuts and cops are so synonymous is because a lot of the donut shops are open 24 hours when other places weren't. And it was a quick place that you could get, right? I want that. I want a time machine now. I wonder if they'll take my Bank America card. I have visited Randy's Donuts, the giant donut shop. So another kind of important thing is this donut shop actually is located on something, I always forget the name of this, maybe called The Track, which is like a place that gay people would have bars on or go to. There was a lot of gay presence in downtown LA in the 50s. No, I think Bank Americard was the first credit card, and that was like the 70s. I don't know what I would do if I got into a time machine. I have a bunch of quarters in my pocket, just in case. So I've been to the classic Randy's giant donut shop. I mean, the one with the giant donut on it. And it was good, Randy's was good. It's also almost more experience going there because it's kind of out of the way. This is the first gay bar downtown. So we're kind of on the track. On the track is the library. On the track is Pershing Square. I have a giant Scrooge McDuck checkbook. I don't write checks for anything anymore, but when I first moved into the apartment building I move into now, they wouldn't take transfers. I can tell you how nice the building I live in. I don't do money orders. It's a little too much of a hassle. You've got to take the money out. You got to go down there. My rent is too much to get one money order, so then I got to get two. So they would take checks. So I got a giant checkbook. Giant checks. I think they're for the vision impaired, which is okay because I wear glasses, but they're a little ridiculous. Oh my God, I'll be like suffering a little brain damage from leaded gas is so terrible for us. Please do. All right, we're gonna go walk by Donut Friend now. We're going back to Broadway. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please feel free to like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed a little donut history. Don't forget, Alex, I'm so far ahead of you. I'm gonna go back and see. It's crazy. I do members videos that are shorts. Although this Wednesday we're doing a live walk, members chat only. It's all about Marilyn Monroe. I can't say LGBTQ or Marilyn Monroe for some reason. I don't know what you're talking about. I saw no stars, Alex. But the chicken kofta is only $9.99. Look up there at the stars. Awesome. Maybe they are 5 stars. Maybe their grandmother wrote that for them, you know, their mother. I didn't even know we had a Harlem place down here. I feel like not until today when we crossed it on the other side of the... Gotcha. We walk by there all the time. I'll check it out next time, Alex. Right? Marilyn Monroe is a real LA creation, a real LA native, a real Angelino, born in Boyle Heights, at one of the most recognizable hospitals, I think. You know, when restaurants get 5 stars, they sometimes get too expensive to stay open. The key is the thing I like least on this building, by the way. The building is really cool. I love like a streamlined, rounded corner, but the key is like modern. Kind of takes away from it. Like what a beautiful building, and then the key. I love the soffit, or the cornice. I'm not sure what that would be considered. It's a little big for a cornice, but beautiful building. I feel like I saw Don't Bother to Knock. Is that the kind of scary movie? A really early movie of hers? Or is that Niagara? I have not seen all of Marilyn Monroe's movies, for sure. I like the key, I just don't like the execution of it, I would say, in that particular sense. Joe has never seen a Marilyn Monroe movie. I'm trying to figure out what movie we would watch if we were going to introduce Joe to a Marilyn Monroe movie. Marilyn Just does not sound right coming out of my mouth. Marilyn Monroe movie. I remember that movie. I didn't watch all of it. I saw part of it. I watched a couple documentaries this week, like 50-minute documentaries, because we're going to do that walk, and I want to be prepared in case anybody asks me questions. You know, surprisingly, like the image that we see of Marilyn Monroe, the blonde, the mouth open, like this sort of image maybe from 1959 or 60, those years, she, you cannot tell how beautiful she truly is in those pictures. I love Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts is awesome. Naomi Watts is also pretty. Naomi Watts is also really a normal, nice person in person. Listening to these boots are made for walking. It's a little. All right, we want to get to Donut Friend. The Niagara movie you think would be a good choice? Also, she dies too young, but also really mysteriously. You know? Was it self-unaliving, or was it someone else unalived her? We'll never know. It's almost as mysterious as the Black Dahlia. We just may never know. I think what happened to her a little bit, or like at least what we were, you know, it's hard to believe anything that you're told because we get lied to all the time. I'm not going out on any QAnon conspiracy thing. That's not my shtick. But clearly, newspapers lie to us. The government lies to us. We may never know the truth about what happened to Marilyn Monroe because maybe the studio covered it up. There was always something to covering up something. I think the smog was so thick there were days that kids could not go out for recess in Los Angeles, going back to smog in the 60s and 70s. I did like a members video. I thought I talked about this just recently. Maybe didn't finish because I started talking about something else. But called The Air That We Breathe, and just looking at how bad the air was in California in the 50s and 60s. The only thing that was kind of cool about that story was that the people actually got something to change. And now, love it or leave it, maybe that's not the best thing to say. I mean, the things that California has done for its environment have affected the country and maybe the world, and for the better. I mean, I know when things are safer, they're a little more expensive, but I like breathing. Donut Friend is always a little further than I remember it. It must be the next block up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I just saw a plaque. I was trying to get in the shade to read my screen. I feel like a lot of stuff, a lot of pictures that you look at back then had a sort of yellow tinge to it. I can't imagine what it would be like in like New Delhi, where you see the air warnings that they have, where people are just cannot breathe. I feel like if we had never done something then, we would probably be looking at similar air quality. I'm not criticizing India. I'm just saying. I'm going to cross to the shadier side of the street because I cannot read the screen. I hope you don't mind. I feel like, look, Angelo, it's Clunes. I feel like the trolleys were more direct, right? Like a more efficient way to get around the city than what we have now. I think I've talked about that with LA Unknown before. We have like a spoke system, you know, like one central point, and everything comes out from downtown still. That might have worked in the 50s and 40s, 30s, 20s, but look, there's your room, right on top of the sign. Angelo, I walk by slowly every time I walk by there and try to look in there. It's a jewelry store, so I want to be really careful. Plus, I almost got pepper sprayed trying to break into the alley on the other side. But like you can see parts of the theater behind the store. That security guard's wiping his sweat and looking at me. We don't want to scare him. I think public transportation should be free. I want to look up Donut Friend real quick and see if we can get any insight to the donuts they have before we go in there. Please stand by. Donut Friend, DTLA. Okay. Website. Alright, I can order now. I just want to see their donuts. Menu. Delivery. I'm going to pick it up. Okay. They have Pride Donuts. No. Angry Samoa. Banana-versary. I get 20% off of these because it's Donut Day. Up Pride Donut, Angry Samoa, Banana-versary, Caramel on Parade, Band of Hostess, Compassion Fruit, Custard Front Drive. I tried for Ritter Seems Forever, Give Up the Toast, Jimmy Eat Swirl, Jelly Sound, the Kingpuff. It's a Bismarck. That's a Bismarck. A Limp Twist. Cecilia, you asked me what a tiger tail was before, and I didn't answer. I read it and then forgot. A Limp Twist. This thing right here. Sorry. It's kind of a tiger tail. I didn't realize you guys couldn't see what I was looking at. So these are donuts from Donut Friend. With the 20% off. I could get a mochi donut. That doesn't interest me, by the way. A promise ring. Small brown bites. X-ray speculoos. Oh, that sounds good. With cookie butter. Or a youth brulee. I don't like the pink donuts either. That's just a cartoon donut. So those are our donut choices for there. Or should we go back up to the Donut Man? Donut Man or Donut Friend? That is the question. You guys decide while I go breathe in this pigeon. I wish I had some seeds. I could throw quarters at them. Are you joking? A true American counts the calories when they eat anything. Or maybe that's a Californian. Look at these guys. These do sound more interesting. Plus they have iced coffee. Plus I don't think anybody is in there. So let's do Donut Friend. Also, I've now been in Donut Friend before. Don't tell Joe we went to Donut Friend and maybe I tell him we ate no. I'm kidding. We ate no donut. So when we go in there, I'll show you the donuts. I'll mostly point down. I'm gonna put my microphone in my pocket because they're usually playing some music. People love music and they should. But I'm trying not to show the people behind the counter. Nobody gets paid to be in my video. Maybe me, but I don't even show up. So let's check it out. Donut Friend. Hey George. Kingpuff. I'm not sure. Everybody's in on the action. Do they have a line? Wow. They do, but we'll go pick our donut. If we can. Sure, thank you so much. That's the Kingpuff. So we thinking Kingpuff? I'll get a Kingpuff. How are you? Could I please get a Kingpuff and a cold brew coffee? Thank you so much. All right, happy Donut Day. I love a chocolate donut too. I just wanted to try something different. I think we try this next. The Bismarck donut, ice cream, banana, hot fudge, whipped cream, cherry on top. Although I can't eat that sitting on the curb. This looks awesome. Joe is waiting for his family to arrive, so he may have gone. Oh my gosh. Joe, a medium, please. Could you put a little cream in there, or we got, and then like a.
Does it show you what the order is? Because it's not on our system.
Oh wow! Thanks so much. So I think Dunkin Donuts had like some kind of free deal. If you bought a drink, you could get a free donut, but meh. And so these folks have two locations. One is here and one is in Highland Park. There was another donut shop that had kind of a deal too. These folks had 20% off their handmade donuts. I am about to be so sugar high from this because it's filled with pigeon poo. Hey, I'm gonna go sit on pigeon poo in a second. And yes, I absolutely have napkins. I can't wait to open the box. I had them pick me the nicest one. I'm kidding. I'm tempted to open it. Could I get a straw? Do you have like a sugar substitute of some kind?
We have stevia.
I'll have that.
How many would you?
Just one. Thank you. So excited. Cheers. We'll see you soon. To make up for it, I'm going to put a stevia in my iced coffee. So, where can I sit? I sat over here last time. I've got to pull out my sitting cloth, guys. Oi! All right. Hi. So I'm sitting on a curb. There were benches in the store, but they were playing some kind of music I didn't like. Music I would have to pay for later. So I figured this is more urban. What's more urban than me sitting on a cloth? Whoa! I don't know what happened there. The pigeons are gonna want, there's my green sneakers. Look at how worn out they are. Okay, I gotta put my stevia in my iced coffee first. But only half a packet. Stevia is kind of bitter. Okay. Now, I'm really excited for this iced coffee. I got one here before. Kind of watery though. All right, my iced coffee. Yes, I know there's probably some hobo pee here, but here's the donut. Okay. It's a squishy donut. All right. I'm gonna take a bite. Oh, great. Okay. I don't even know how to eat this. I think my shoes are size 11, Alex. I already am covered in powdered sugar. Like, literally. Good thing I used sugar substitute in my coffee. Oh my gosh. Look at how messy this is. Totally worth it. Totally embarrassing. Totally delicious. I'm really starting to love Donut Friend. Would I get this donut again? No. It's a lot. I do have a secondary rag to clean myself though. It does taste delicious. It tastes like it's like the richest donut I've ever eaten, and there's no doubt cream all over my lips. Like the corners of my mouth. I definitely needed Joe for this donut. It's so delicious, I'm quiet for a second. You know, I think Joe really wanted to come today because he hasn't been for a few days, but I think his sister was already coming to town, so family first. We had to release him from his contract for the day. Woo! I feel like if I finish this, I'm going to regret it. Tomorrow. Oh my gosh. That was so much sweet. So much donut. If you had told me 2 years ago I'd be sitting on a curb downtown eating a donut, I would have told you were crazy. Oh my god, that's terrible. But that makes for a fun Instagram story moment. I just did something weird, really weird with the camera. Hold, please. I have to twist it properly. It literally went upside down. There we go. Woo. All right, National Donut Day, Donut Friend. I kind of want bean tacos. I feel like I need something salty. After that. But mostly, I need a trash can.
Guys, I'm wearing boots, jeans.
Uh-oh. Well, you can do Donut Saturday. I think National Donut Day is only, I think it's only American thing. Because we're looking for any excuse for food. Whew. I'm gonna have to waddle that off. Let's walk around a little bit. The donut was just a lot of donut. This guy has the best shoes. We've come in here for DTLA art night before. I love bean tacos. Hey, JC. Happy Donut Day. It was a little donut history, a little gay history, a little donut gay history, a little donut eating, a little pink box history, all to celebrate delicious donuts. I think I'm like in a donut coma. I could take a nap. I'm just joking. I mean, no, I probably could curl up somewhere and take a nap. Roman beans. My problem with beans is I never can plan ahead to, these poor little sweet people down here are trying to give me one of these Jesus books. And if I try to take it, it'll just literally fly out of my hands. Because I don't. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much. I love a Snickers bar, but I don't know that I would like a Snickers donut. I know you also like Snickers pie, but I think that's where we're a little different, Angelo. I like a Snickers, or a Snickers ice cream is also really good. I don't think they have those anymore. Like, every once in a while, I think it would be nice when I get down here. So today I had to push it because I don't know what it is, but lately I get to the bus stop just as two buses go by. And I know that I'm in for like a 15-20 minute wait for the next bus. So I have to push it. And then I get down here, oh, anxious, ask Jesus. Wait, that was so great. We get 8 tortillas for $5 American. Flour tortillas, if we get the more expensive ones. If we get the tortillas that are like salad wraps, there are 6 in there for like $5. My dream is to just make tortillas myself. Get a tortilla press. I've been talking about it forever. I do feel like corn tortillas, though, are pretty inexpensive if you get the little ones. And sometimes we make chips from those in the air fryer. Oh, I do love brownie pie. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to take a magazine from one of these children because I just feel terrible. Oh, thank you so much. gosh. Sorry, that's kind of... It reminds me when I first moved here, there used to be this group of children, and they literally looked like they were from the 1970s. Like long hair, blonde, like hippie children. And they would travel from the train car to train car and sing Strawberry Fields. Those, I'm not sure, but they gave me their brochure. They're definitely... Mennonite, right? And they're Mennonites. I have their brochure in my hand, but on the back it doesn't say the religion, it has a website. I used to see them more frequently down here. I haven't seen them in a long time, but recently we've been running into them here and in Hollywood. A couple days later, I ran into that group of people. Also, it's almost like they've taken the place of the Scientology people that used to run around down here and all over. Oh, hey, Jennifer. It is a little bit of it. Here we are in Old New York. A couple blocks away, we've got the modern metropolis. To the right of that, it's like the cocaine-fueled 1980s of LA law. I think that's what they are. Oh my gosh, we walked by the store last night. It's a little scarier in the daytime. The Botanica. I see Charlie Chaplin. Oh no. They have all these statues and then Charlie Chaplin. But it was a cowboy. Hold on, we'll end up in the 1900s in a second. Welcome, Wakem. That's a new California thing to say. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping, Jennifer. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If it's your first time here, you guys could help out. It's super free to do. Please like and subscribe and chat. It really goes a long way to support human beings doing human things while we still have them. And if it's your first time here, this is us. The member-supported walking in Los Angeles. Best ice cream place downtown. Paradise. Parody. I say parody. It's probably paradise with no E. Cowboys are American, there are Hungarian cowboys, there are the guys from Argentina, what are they called, the cowboys in Argentina? And cowboys also have some indigenous Mexican heritage to them as well. Just the whole, hey, yeah.
Oh yeah.
How's it
Hope
go?
your viewers go up, buddy.
Me too. So far, so good.
on Twitch.
On Twitch and then YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm starting my TikTok live soon.
Awesome.
No videos posted, just live, and I already have like almost 400 followers.
That's great.
I need to start building my content, you know?
Just make it.
You keep going, bro. You already have the channel for
Right.
it.
Exactly, right? About a year and a half. We're about 7,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Woo! What's your
Walk
name?
around walking in LA.
What is your people called?
Walking in LA.
Walking in LA. What's up, everybody? Follow the man, please, and get him to where he needs to be.
All right, thank you.
All right,
We'll
man.
see you, man. Take care. You too. Gauchos. Also a fabulous pant from the 70s, right? I had a job where we had a book about the gauchos, and not the pants, but the people, and the gauchos were like beautiful. Beautifully dressed, beautifully sun-worn. Vaqueros. So I just didn't want Angelo, who's from the Netherlands, to think that the cowboys were uniquely American. I think they're really part of the great American melting pot. I used to be kind of obsessed with cowboys, though, and just the images of them. We had I think, you know, hey, when you're a kid, you don't get to choose the art in your bedroom, so some of it gets chosen for you. I had a couple cowboy pictures from like the 50s, or maybe of just horses in the Southwest that I kind of loved looking at. Before that, I had a picture of the Sacred Heart of Jesus wrapped in a crown of thorns with sacred blood coming out of it. I don't know why my parents thought that was cool for a kid's bedroom, but hey, that's why I was so scared of Jesus for a while. My favorite Western, Johnny Guitar, starring Joan Crawford, Mercedes McCambridge. Joan Crawford's tougher than any cowboy. Joan Crawford as Vienna is tougher than any cowboy in that movie. I just stopped for no reason. People are probably going to think I'm stupid. I don't care. I just wanted to see my favorite sign in all of DTLA. Nothing cheers me up like getting punched in the face. No. Like this sign. Why? Mostly because I don't remember a time when a beeper cost $6.95. Some of the Western music is pretty cool. Also, although I don't know that I could hum the Magnificent Seven theme song. What is the theme from Good, Bad, and Ugly? Ennio Morricone? Gosh. Huh. Do you have that Magnificent Seven's cover posted? Magnificent Seven cover posted. Every time I say Magnificent Seven, I think of the Clash, though. I gotta tell you, Magnificent. How cool were the Clash? Very. I know, we keep ending up on Broadway. I'm Broadway bound. I'm gonna walk down one block and then kind of cross over. I have a stack of iPods in a closet. Some of them are mine, some of them belong to my friend Bob. I just don't have the adapters. I would actually love to get all of the stuff. I would actually love to find those because there's some music from like old Napster, weird burns on those. I would love to find the chords. Aww. I have never owned Skechers sneakers in my life. Not that I'm against them. Skechers is a, etc. Brooks. It's hard for me to take like a newer sneaker company seriously. We're gonna walk by the Singers again. I didn't mean to do this, but now I feel like I'm stalking them. I'm gonna cross the street. They really sounded beautiful, heavenly even. But I don't want to keep saying no when they try to offer me the Jesus book again. I read that too about Anthony Head, also in a weird way, right? Yes, Charlie Chaplin. I think Charlie Chaplin was in the LA theater. Had something to do, and also the $1 Million Theater, which is a little further down. Charlie Chaplin is not from Los Angeles, but you can see him all over the city, even downtown. Some of the old hotels, some of the old theaters, also all over Hollywood and Hollywood buildings. That's what I heard on the radio. Although the radio station in our neck of the woods likes to talk about Monsters Inc. coming to Disney World. Who, like, over and over again, I heard this story. Like, that is important. Not Disneyland, mind you. Disney World. We're in California. Sorry. I was anticipating which side. And we shouldn't be buffering. It looks like I'm at you know that, Jennifer, I feel like that song had some wisdom. It's fun to be around people even if you don't always love them. Sometimes, not when I have my camera, but I like to say hi to as many people as possible to see their reaction. And in a most sincere, friendly way. Not like to test anybody. I especially love saying hi to old people. I've noticed that it started buffering a little downtown, which it never used to do as much. Let me plug in because let me know if the sound changes. or disappears. Hey, yes, Alex. Joe is usually writing as walking in LA because I am not cool enough to be able to walk and talk and remember things. Gosh, Alex, sometimes I can't even see the screen. Oh, here's Dirty Santa. I can't even see the screen sometimes. It's so bright. Thank goodness Joe takes care of that. Otherwise, it would look like I never talked to anybody. That's all right, Jennifer. I've really, especially I think when I lived in Boston, whenever I would get sad or kind of bummed out, I would go to like Newbury Street or downtown. It's kind of a pick-me-up, hanging out. Hey, how are you? Hanging out with people, seeing people. Having people say hi to you or give you the peace symbol. Like, it's great. No, I would trip. I wear glasses. I bump into things that I don't see that are below my knees when I'm doing this. So I couldn't read the chat and type back to the chat. We also have a little bit of Nightbot. So Joe, who walks with me, he writes as walking in LA. I'm not using the YouTube screen. I'm using a different screen to broadcast. So it's even harder to write into this screen. So the Globe Theater is not abandoned. It is actually in operation, and it's having a show. There was a little crowd around it. I think the problem with downtown LA is it's a little old, and things are a little dilapidated sometimes. But the Globe is in pretty good shape. And that sign is pretty amazing. Hold on. Not stand in the way of... I know we're blurry. Give me one sec. No close-ups. There we go. Look at that sign. If I were to go back in the day for back in the day fun, I would definitely hit up Cambridge. I had some good times in Cambridge. Just on the other side of the Mass Ave Bridge. I don't know how many smoots it was to get to the other side. That's where all the cool clubs and bars were. I remember when the Apple Store was looted. Hey, Kevin! Downtown is very lonely today. We're walking by the Eastern. This is exactly where we were last night. So different during the daytime. We're gonna turn right and then go back up right and walk by the Mayan Theater, which is closing or in the process of being closed. Every little thing about this building is so cool. The chevrons, the clock, the green or celadon terracotta. Right? I don't know why they didn't make a brown iPhone. The Tower Theater is now the Apple Store, Angelo. It's really, truly beautiful. We walk closer to it all the time, but it does kind of look like a piece of chocolate. Canute. Hello. I think Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know when you're going to bite into an insect leg. Life is like a piece of chocolate. You're never going to know. Can you imagine if this was a department store? A department store. I said it last night. I'll say it again. All right, we'll go down one more block. I think we should see the United Artists Theater. We are crossing into South Park, or we might already be in South Park. I don't know why I don't have a problem with people looting the Apple Store. The only thing that bothers me is the part where they destroyed the store. I mean, it's not good, but at least it wasn't like a mom and pop convenience shop, you know? Apple can afford it. And the joke really is on the people that stole those things. They all have serial numbers and they can all be tracked. Like, so it was kind of stupid. That is a really old sign from a mission that may or may not be still in existence. Here's the United Artists Theater. Mary Pickford. Hey, Dara, does Danny go inside of the buildings or on the rooftops? I wouldn't go on a rooftop, but I wouldn't mind hooking up with Danny and getting inside of a building. I don't mean hooking up. This is Los Angeles Historic Cultural Monument number 523, which is United Artists Theater. Which is insane inside. Like, fully restored theater inside. I definitely have pictures of the inside of here. We've seen a show here. I think I've seen him before. I am so afraid of heights. Did he climb the, there was a guy that climbed the Warner Brothers Theater, like, dome on the top of the Warner Brothers Theater over in the Jewelry District, and I was scared for them sliding off that domed roof. Because, I mean, there were plants growing out of the tiles. That roof, I couldn't even watch sometimes. Like, I love that they do that. I would love to think I could or would, but I couldn't and I shouldn't. We're going to cut through this and head back. Over in the distance, we can see our beautiful haunted skyscrapers, aka the graffiti towers. Alex, I never used to be afraid of heights. I merely did not like them. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a flight I had. I don't think it was. That flight made me afraid of flying. But as I got older, got afraid of heights somehow. In an unrealistic way. Joe is not afraid of heights. So if I'm up on a roof or something, I cannot have a person stand near me. Like, or if I'm looking over an edge of a height, I can't have a person stand near me. Like, I can't walk all of a sudden. I can't explain it. Well, we'll blame my stroke. I think it predates that, though. Joe's afraid of spiders. I will fly. It's not that I won't fly. I just don't like it. I one time flew to Detroit, and flying to Detroit, the plane plummeted. Like, I don't know what happened. It was caught in a hurricane or a windstorm, or there's no hurricane, and we had to land in Detroit. But feeling the plane drop just like several times kind of made me a little bit afraid to fly, although it never stopped me from flying. Also, flying over Colorado, always turbulence. And I just wonder when I'm flying, like, why don't the wings just snap off? Davey, I will recheck them out, but I think I'm familiar. I watch a lot of people, but I just don't always remember who I'm watching. You know how it is, that algorithm just feeds ya. Yeah, oof. That definitely was a little bit scary. I can understand, James. You know, I never mind looking out the window when I'm flying. It's just, I wonder, like, what is really keeping the plane up in the air. Anytime it kind of, like, bounces a little bit with the turbulence, I get scared. I used to be able to get on a plane and just fall asleep. Those days are over. You guys, we're going to be live streaming tomorrow at about 5 o'clock from West Hollywood. It's the Pride. There's going to be a Dyke March at 6 o'clock. And then the crazy goings on of the street fair in West Hollywood. So we'll hang out there for a couple hours and have some fun. And then on Sunday, we're going to go back to West Hollywood. There's the Pride Parade at 12 o'clock. I didn't walk. The Mayan closed for good, I heard recently. But it's back open. That is pretty cool. Oh my God, you would take a boat? What about the Titanic? I've heard so much about the Titanic. It's unsinkable, they say. Mañana is samedi soir, right? So, I mean, sabato, right? So, Saturday, West Hollywood. Sunday, West Hollywood. Monday, regular Hollywood. Tuesday, I don't know yet. Wednesday, Marilyn Monroe walk. Thursday, no schedule yet. That's what we're live streaming over the next couple days. But he would be taking a train from the Netherlands. He would have to go all the way through Russia to get here. I would rather be on a boat. I mean, I would rather be on a plane than a boat for days and days and days out in the middle of the ocean. I think I would just lose my cool. I think it's too long and too sappy for me, the Titanic. I've got to tell you, I think there's a reason why I haven't watched it. Although I find the Celine Dion theme song very touching, I don't care about the story. Also, I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of it. That's not my kind of love story. Right? Also, how do you get away from people? Like, let's say you have a really, I don't know, a fling with somebody the first night on a cruise crossing the Atlantic Ocean, and then you realize they're horrible. I hope when we teleport, we don't end up merging with a fly. This over here is the Trinity Theater. When we did a theater walk downtown, I kind of talked about the Trinity Theater. The Trinity Theater had like a real... It's still open. It had like a real rock and roll phase. And I mentioned when we were walking down here that Jimi Hendrix had played here. The thing is, I don't know where I read that, but when somebody actually asked where I read that, and I couldn't even find it, to be honest with you. And then I realized there's not a lot of there's not a lot of information about this place when it ran those rock and roll concerts. I feel like I read it somewhere on some blog talking about this particular Trinity Auditorium. The worst part of LA I've been to? In terms of what? Like, I don't know that I could would quantify something as the worst part. The worst part for me is the part where I cannot move freely through it in my car. I don't have a car, but like the worst part of LA for me is the traffic. The worst part I've been to, I think, we've walked through Skid Row during a parade. I think that I can't. The worst is probably not the reason I want to word I want to use. I think it was the most challenging part of Los Angeles to walk through emotionally and as a human being. I was participating in a parade celebrating the community and the people of Skid Row, which was a really touching and moving experience for me. But yeah, I guess that would be... I've been to MacArthur Park a couple of times over the years that I've lived here. LA is a great city. I don't know that I would recommend visiting MacArthur Park. Also, as a tourist, I wouldn't recommend visiting Skid Row either. As a person who makes videos, I don't recommend visiting Skid Row either because it feels a little like tragedy porn, you know? I don't miss my car very often, to be honest with you. I read they raided MacArthur Park yesterday. It's an almost tricky political situation to talk about. Like, I think illegal drugs are terrible and fentanyl is terrible, of course, right? And something needs to be done about it. I don't know how they went about it. So in an effort to be super politically correct, it always scares me when I hear something went on like that. I hope we did it for the right reasons and the right way. Yeah, well, if they have drugs that are killing American citizens and they can prove that they bring in drugs in that are killing other human beings, then absolutely arrest those people. I mean, also, for arresting people over drugs, there's some stuff that they sell at the gas station that should be illegal too. I think, Alex, my next car, if I ever get a car, is going to be an old antique because Cecilia asked if I miss my car. I don't. Occasionally, I want to get more than 30 pounds of groceries, and that's when I miss it. I got to take my dogs to get their shots. That's when I'm going to miss it. But otherwise, I don't. Joe and I went out of town. We rented a car. Kind of like... Cecilia, I actually don't know what's happening in MacArthur Park. And we always... So I can't really speak to it. I don't think we're talking about the use of them. I think we were talking about arrests for them. But, we're not a children's channel. And I think we handle the topic kind of responsibly. Good for you, Angelo. That's a smart thinking. Maybe next year they should hold a big donut event. Remind me in January. We'll see if we can get someone to do it. Maybe by then I'll have maybe 10 or 15,000 subscribers, and I can get people to let me in places more. YouTube definitely has some icky stuff. I've accidentally seen some stuff or some questionable stuff, more than talking about like drug arrests. But also, I think our conversations are not cancelable. George, how was it? Sorry, you guys, I hit a buffer zone. That is really excellent, Alex. I know, it's crazy. So, we're mostly all 18 plus here. So when we're talking about drugs, we're talking about them in a responsible way and not talking about them in a crazy way. I think it's germane to the conversation. I try not to be a load of misinformation, but every once in a while I get something wrong. Like when I was saying the house from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane was on Highland Avenue. I swear I read that in a book. Or that Jimi Hendrix played at the Trinity Theater. I know I read that somewhere. Hey, side note. I want to have some whimsy, though, and some weird stuff on this channel, but mostly correct history. I usually do several checks on everything Obviously not Jimi Hendrix at one time. Hey, thanks, Jennifer. All right, you guys, I am heading back to the train station now, which is up a couple blocks ahead. Let me just step into the shade. So it's really National Donut Day, and we had a National Donut History, or LA Donut History. So now you guys know how we got these pink donut boxes. I have no idea how this became the symbol for a donut. Not a donut I would eat. We learned a little about Nancy Valverde Square and the Cooper Donut Uprising. So, and I ate the most delicious donut that made me want to take a nap. Which I might do on the train ride home. Thank you guys so much for being here. If it's your first time here, please feel free to boop, boop, boop. It really helps us with the algorithm. You don't have to chat because we love lurkers. We're humans, so we really do appreciate you supporting humans while we still have them. By 2028, we're going to be all AI. I'm actually just going to put my head on top of one of those food robots that rolls through the city. I save you a bite, Angelo. The Kingpuff Donut. Cecilia, Mary, thank you guys so much. Memberships, Mary, thank you for the $20 Venmo. I'll make sure that we get donut for Joe and eat it on the stream tomorrow. Tomorrow night we're going to be on, I think, at about 5 o'clock for a good couple of hours, and then on Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning for a good couple of hours. Parades, and gay pride. And then next weekend, it's the original gay pride in Los Angeles. Anyway, you guys, hugs, platonic hugs. Thank you guys so much. No joke. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. We will see you tomorrow, I hope. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll look out for fast cars. I'll do some sit-ups. Actually, I'll do some pull-ups when I get home. I gotta work that donut off. Thank you guys so much for being here. Woo! We'll see you soon. Thanks, George. Take care. I hope it stays easy there. We'll see you guys tomorrow.